How's it going, guys? This is your boy Hazzed, and today we're going to be taking a look at Destruction Warlocks here on the Battle for Azeroth Alpha. So, let's jump into this. So let's go ahead and go over these talents, since there was a lot of changes going on so far to Destruction Warlock in Battle for Azeroth. Right now I am running a current Chaos Cannon build, just trying to maximize the damage on my Chaos Bolts to get that, 1 to 2 shot global inside of Arena. Alright, so the level 15 talent I'm running is Eradication, which increases the damage you deal to the target by 10% for 7 seconds. That's of course going to maximize our chaos damage, and you'll see the theme later on with the spec on why we're doing that. As for the other talents, we got Conflagrate, deals 10% increased damage and grants an additional stack of Backdraft. That's going to increase the haste on your Incinerate and stuff to increase your single target production of soul shards. Not a bad option for some single target. As for the third talent, we got Soulfire, which burns the enemy's soul, dealing critical strike for 3,720 fire damage, is further increased by your critical strike chance. So it's kind of like an extra little chaos bolt in there for a single soul shard, but obviously from what I've found out, it doesn't really crit nearly as hard as, let's say, Chaos Bolt, because the increase on crit doesn't necessarily scale with Soulfire. The crit obviously scales with Chaos Bolt, making it achieved to hit much higher damage capability. As for the level 30 talent, I am running Internal Combustion. Chaos Bolt consumes up to 5 seconds to immolate, damage over time effect on your target, instantly dealing that much damage. This ability alone can hit for 4 to 5k, which is a fairly large hit right now in current alpha. That's like a Frost DK's Frost Strike, or it's like a big obliterate crit, something along the lines of that. So it definitely stacks up when you got cooldowns rolling and you're just laying those big chaos bolts into the target. As for some of the other talents, we got Reverse Entropy, which your spells have a chance to grant you 15% haste for 8 seconds. Obviously, using that as a passive, you can make your Chaos Bolts come off a lot faster than they normally do. And also for PvP, if you want a lot better Soul Shard generation for bigger Chaos Bolts, you could rock Shadow Burn with those big Chaos Bolts to deal more damage. But obviously with Internal Combustion, it's going to make you deal more overall nuking Chaos Bolt damage. As for the level 45 talent, we could either be rocking Demon Skin, Burning Rush, or Dark Pact. Obviously, all three of these, or two of these, are really mainly for survival. Dark Pact to counter major burst inside of arena situations. We got Demon Skin if you want to have that absorption on you and your pet. That's going to keep you alive a lot longer, and it's going to keep your pet alive a lot longer. Burning Rush obviously is going to sacrifice a lot of your health to increase your movement speed. Those ones are pretty much the same. The top two talents are, for the most part, besides Reverse Entropy, are completely different, which is really cool to see on a Destruction Warlock, because I personally believe they needed a rework and they needed more damage on their Chaos Bolts overall. As for the level 60 talent, there's a lot of changes going on here too. Right now I'm rocking Fire and Brimstone. Sends the nearby target for 45% damage on, let's say, Incinerate, and it generates 1 soul shard fragment per each additional enemy hit. So if you've got 4 enemies and you're popping off Incinerates, you're going to get a ton of Chaos Bolt. You're going to be able to cast a ton of it. You cast off 1 or 2 Incinerates and you've got like maximized soul shards. Let's say there's 5 PvPers around you. You're going to hit cap in no time. You're just going to start laying out Chaos Bolts one after another. Now, we also got Inferno, which Rain of Fire has a 20% chance to generate Soul Shard fragments. I'm not sure if that's a big thing inside Mythic Pluses or not. Go ahead and let me down in the comments below if it is, because obviously it consumes 3 Soul Shards to use, so a little bit of generation back on that would probably go a long way. As for the other talent, we got Cataclysm up in the same thing, which infects all targets with Immolate. Fairly good little burst ability, but I do feel like it's kind of clunky compared to the other things. And obviously it's not going to follow the Chaos build very well, especially with the ability to generate soul shards all the time a lot faster. I just feel like it's going to be a better utilization of mechanics, especially for this spec. The next talent tree, level 75, it looks like we got Dark Fury, which reduces the cooldown on Shadow Fury by 15 seconds, which it's a minute cooldown, go down to 45. It's okay for a cooldown stun, but overall I'd rather be rocking Mortal Coil since it is a 45-second cooldown. Obviously it's insta cast. Let's see if Shadow Fury has a 1.3-second cast. So obviously Mortal Coil is going to heal you for 20% of your maximum health, and it's going to fear them for 3 seconds, which is going to allow you for a Chaos Bolt, or it's going to allow you to set up for a Chaos Bolt on a target and then chain fear and then go into your major burst cooldowns. Mortal Coil is like, in 1v1 situations on a Warlock, Affliction or Destruction, it's just amazing. It's an insane ability to be able to set up with. And obviously we got Demonic Circle, portal to it, set up a portal wherever you want, portal behind a tree, portal behind a wall. You know how that is. As for the level 90 talents, we got Roaring Blaze. Now this is where a couple things switch up, and the talents are the same talents, but they do a little bit different than they did before. Roaring Blades, Conflagrate burns the target for an additional 689 fire damage over 6 seconds. I mean, obviously we could get that, and that would increase some of the damage on, let's say, our Chaos Bolts, because with internal combustions, it's going to consume some of your immolate, so that'll bring that up a little bit if we did that. But here's where it gets kind of interesting with our Chaos Bolts, is Grimoire Supremacy. Now, it used to be we sacrificed our pet to gain a lot of damage from Grimoire Supremacy back, let's say, not Legion, but Warlords of Draenor, and that's when I really loved playing Warlocks, is because you could just get these masterful Chaos Bolts coming off, hitting multiple targets, and they were just beautiful when you'd get that, and you'd get that multi-strike proc, and you'd see multiple, plus that little tiny one following behind it, just absolutely slaughtering people. Alright, so the other level 90 talent we're going to be running is Sacrifice Your Demon Pet. Power gaining its demon command ability, which also causing your spells to sometimes deal shadow damage. That's the one that kind of took over what we were just talking about, but overall we're definitely going to go with Grimoire Supremacy if we want more Chaos Bolt damage, because every soul shard we spend increases our damage to your Chaos Bolt by 8%. Mix that with Eradication, which increases the secondary one by 10%, and of course any one after that if you're spamming them over and over again. So you can see how this is going to kind of add up, getting more soul shards and then smashing on some more Chaos Bolt damage, and that's really what I'm excited for in PvP on a Warlock. As for the level 100 talents, I'm going to be rocking Dark Soul, just to increase your critical strike chance by 30%, because critical strike obviously scales up Chaos Bolt damage, which is going to maximize your Chaos Bolt damage by quite a bit. We have also got Channel Demon Fire, which came from the Legion expansion. It's an okay ability, deals quite a bit of damage, but overall I can't say that I necessarily enjoyed using it, because when I'm playing a Destruction Warlock, I want some big hits, I want some big crits, I want some destruction. I don't necessarily want these little teetering damages hitting over time. That's more like an Affliction feel to me. As for the last level 100 talent, I believe this would probably be used more as a PvE spec kind of talent. Every soul shard you spend has a 15% chance to be refunded, so you could have a full rotation, obviously, get off the abilities you need to do that rotation, and overall deal quite a bit of consistency DPS. So let's go ahead and test out some of these abilities, and I'll go ahead and show you kind of why I'm rocking this little Chaos Cannon spec. It's pretty interesting. So let's go do some damage. Alright, so we got 4 ads over here. What I'm going to do is pull all 4 of these ads, get them in one group, and then start generating up some soul shards. You can see just from one of those casts right there, I was able to get, you know, about a third of the way there. One cast, it's about half a soul shard with 3 people on them. If it was, you know, 5 or 6, it would be a lot more. It'd be generating like full soul shards going on there, and within a couple casts you'd be capped out and ready to go. I mean, basic damage coming off, we're hitting about 2k, which isn't bad damage on incinerating, especially for AoE. And then of course we got Conflagrate going off, which is hitting for about 1.6k or about 3k crits. Fairly doing pretty well with that ability. And now that we've kind of capped off on our soul shards, we can start getting down to business. We can start casting off some of these real abilities. Alright, so a single mob like this, obviously you're going to get off your immolate, you're going to single target cast, let's say, Conflagrate, and then you're going to go into casting a Chaos Bolt, which is going to hit for about 7k. It hit for about 5.8k crit, and then it gave about 1.7 to 1.9 after effect on immolate. But obviously that's not going to be how you maximize those big Chaos Bolts to do that massive damage, because to do that we're going to have to run up to a target with a lot more health, obviously, because these normal mobs are only going to be able to take maybe one Chaos Bolt, because obviously if you set up for it, they're really not going to take much more than that. Oh yeah, the other little thing going on here is Destruction has Drain Life. I'm not sure currently in Legion if Destruction has Drain Life. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I mean, it might, but I'm not 100% positive at the moment. I mean, I could have looked it up before this video, but that just seemed like a lot of effort. Or I could just logged on my luck. Either way. So I'm going to go ahead and generate up some soul shards and just go ahead and off these two guys here pretty quickly get that up. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus that mob over there on this side. Its name is Vajatha. And it's got quite a bit of health. It's a rare spawn mob over there, and we should be able to set up on him pretty perfectly to deal quite a bit of damage. So actually I should probably wait for my Conflagrates to come up, because the faster we can get off these Chaos Bolts, the more we can maximize the damage, because obviously it's going to fall within the timer of having your Infernal down. I mean, it may die before that, but who knows. I'm going to go ahead and focus some of these scavengers as we're coming across, because you need to keep up your soul shards, because if you're out of combat for a long time, it looks like soul shards actually are diminishing fairly quickly outside of combat. So we'll go ahead and cap back up on that using these little abilities, and as soon as this is done, the first thing I'm going to do is summon my Infernal, and I'm going to go in for some big damage on this guy right here. Going to throw this off, going to hit this target with an instant cast increased haste. We're going to go ahead and hit him with an immolate so we can get some big damage off, and then we're going to start casting some of these Chaos Bolts. That was only about a 6k, that one was about an 8k. It looks like they might have reduced the damage on it, but overall it's probably hitting for more like 12k. That one right there was a little bit harder. Coming off with another Chaos Bolt here, that one's hitting for 10k, plus I think it was about a 2k after effect, so that was about a 12k total. Coming off with even a bigger Chaos Bolt, that one's hitting for about 12k. The hardest I've ever hit, let's say a Chaos Bolt currently on Alpha was about 13 to 14k, which is a pretty good hit. It's a pretty good hit for at least the Alpha. And of course, once a Destruction Warlock gets to higher level, that'll scale up a bit more. Overall, I think Destruction Warlocks are probably going to be hitting for maybe 30, 40,000 if they're able to get off the multiple Chaos Bolt cooldown. But I feel like they could hit harder. I mean, it's a possibility that they could hit harder, but overall, that's what we're going to be looking at for the Chaos Bolt Cannon spec, where we're trying to single target burst somebody down like a absolute monster. But I might as well show you guys some of these other talents. I mean, I'm not very interested in the other talents. I mean, I'm all about that big Chaos Bolt damage. Flash over, Conflagrate, burns the targets, grants additional. No, we won't check that one out. We will check out Soulfire. That one's only 10% damage on Conflagrate, which really won't be that big of a difference. Other things we're going to check out, we'll check out how much damage Soul Burn does. Demon Skin Dark Pact, those are pretty much the same, obviously. As for the level 60 talents, we will check out the damage on Cataclysm, because that'll be kind of fun. And as for the level 75 talents, we won't switch any of those up. One's a stun, the other one's a summoning circle. Grimoire Sacrifice sacrifices demon to grant you shadow damage. Not really going to venture there. But we will check out Roaring Blaze, which I think that'll be kind of fun. And as for the last talents, we'll go ahead and check out Channel Demon Fire, just to see what kind of damage we can pump out with that. So let's go find some more mobs. We got some little lizards over here. They'll be perfect for it. We'll go ahead and mount up. Alright, coming in, we got, let's see. We need to check out Soulfire. We need to check out our Shadow Burn. We also need to check out Cataclysm. So what I'm going to do, probably go, yeah, we're not using Dark Soul for extra 30% crit, but we'll go ahead and cast off some stuff here. Oh wow, look at that. Roaring Suffering Blaze. It's in about 398, 399 crit. But overall, would I say it's extremely effective? Maybe if you wanted to play more like a mobile destruction class, I could definitely see it being a little bit more effective. Alright, coming over here, I'm going to send in my little pet first, and then I'm going to come off with a go pet, go, a little soul fire, just to see how much damage we can do with that. And it's really, I feel like it does about as much damage as a Chaos Bolt. There was about a 7,133 crit there, or normal hit. If that would have crit, it probably would have been a lot stronger, actually. No, that was a crit. Your soul fire hit, Vex, for 7,133 crit. So that's about the maximized damage you're going to see with that. Obviously, hitting a lot less than your Chaos Bolts would deal. And we also got Cataclysm, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of shoot Cataclysm down on these guys and look at that damage. It crit somebody for 6,700 and hit the people around it for, you know, roughly about 2,000 to 3,000. Fairly good AoE burst damage. But as for single target, if you're just aiming to kill one mob, it's not going to be really a massive attack, you could say. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the shadow burn damage over here. Pull this mob over this way. Should I Chaos Bolt him? No, he doesn't have enough health. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and dot him up here and finish him off. Okay. Setting up a soul burn on him and waiting for him to die. I didn't even look how much damage I dealt. It looks like it hit for about 1.9k, almost 2,000 damage on a crit. Not excessively a lot of damage, but obviously since it's generating 3 souls near death, it would be really great in PvP situations to use that not only as a finisher, but for some overall damage. We're going to go ahead and drop Cataclysm and start sending down some AoE at the same time. Now this ability, the rework on this ability, the animation alone looks so awesome. No lie, Rain of Fire looks amazing. Kudos to whoever did that, because those actually look like some awesome meteors coming down out of the sky, nailing somebody. Like, look at these. It doesn't get much cooler than that. It really doesn't. That looks good. That kind of reminds me of, like, Diablo's version of Rain of Fire when you're playing it. Alright, so that about sums up our damage talents. That sums up a lot of things. And also, if you didn't get a good look at some of the newer animations for Destruction Warlocks, we'll go ahead and kind of zoom in here on the target. And just kind of pop off some of those Incinerates. And popping off some of the Insta-Cast Conflagrates. We'll go ahead and try to get a good look at this Chaos Bolt, get closer to it as he's casting it off. You see it's green right there, it's a little spotty, and the Chaos Bolt comes out. The Chaos Bolt definitely looks like some chaos damage. Not really like that big face. It's just like a big ball of, looks like destructive, corrosive magic coming out, really. We'll go ahead and try to get a closer look at Cataclysm coming on. You can see this big thing down below, and then it just explodes. There's no meteor that comes out of the air. There's no big boom. I kind of feel like there should be like a bigger version of Rain of Fire when you use Cataclysm. Like, you can't have a Cataclysm without a big meteor. I mean, that's just kind of needed. Alright, what's going on with this Demon Fire? I'm spec'd into it. Launches 15 bolts, 40 yards second, blah, blah, blah. Alright, maybe I just got to be close enough to the target to do it, maybe? You can't do that yet. What does it require? Oh, it says random, okay. Random affected targets by your immolate. Gotcha. So if we really wanted to have a major Demon Fire, what we'd want to do is channel Cataclysm, and then we'd want to use Demon Fire just because that infects everyone around the area, obviously with immolate, and then of course your Demon Fire is going to come off and deal quite a bit of damage to them. For some reason I was thinking you could use Demon Fire outside of darting people up with immolate. But yeah, if you're going to use apparently Demon Fire, you gotta be running that Cataclysm to get off that major AoE, obviously. Or if you want to just make it do your single target, you can just hit somebody up with a little simple immolate here, send in your pet, and then channel your Demon Fire on a target, which seems to be hitting for about 300 normal, roughly 500-600 crit. Not an excessive amount of damage, but it does stack up over time if you are just hitting a single target. And then a big Chaos Bolt, and then a Rogue open it up on a target. Yeah, finish him off, Rogue. Finish him off. Warlock Rogue coming at ya. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this little update on Destruction Warlocks, what they got going on right now. Definitely some crazy reworks going on that needed to be done because Chaos Bolts just were not hitting for what they should be on Destruction Warlocks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you have any questions about Destruction Warlocks. If you want me to check any of the other classes, let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. And until next time, this was your boy Hazzed.